Hi, I'm John Tschohl, president of Service Quality Institute based in the United States, and I'd like to talk to you briefly about how to create a service culture using the SQI technology. And what I've found is that most of the times we buy something, we get everybody all excited, and after 5-6 months, it dies, okay? And then what we do is we wait 5 years because we don't want to rush into this stuff. And we buy something new again, and after about 5-6 months, it tends to die. And then we wait another 5 years. We buy something new again, and after about 6 months, it tends to die. We call this training. And the reason we don't have a service culture is because we're doing something every 5 years or maybe 10 years. And in most organizations, we have a 20-30% employee turnover rate, sometimes 90%, sometimes only 10%. So after 5 years, most of the employees are gone anyhow that you had originally trained. So in order to create a service culture, we believe that you got to have something new, fresh, constantly. And to do that, we think you got to have something fresh, virtually every 4 months, and it better be different. You can't put the individual through the same program because they fall asleep the second time through. Always something new, something fresh. So to do that, we have a whole series of different programs that you could use. We have a management program called Leading Empowered Teams, which is designed for managers and supervisors on how to motivate employees, how to drive teamwork, how to eliminate stupid policies and rules, how to coach people for greater levels of success. How do we use empowerment? And then we have a program called Feelings, which is my most magic program. It's the very first program I created. Everybody loves Feelings. And it's very strong at changing attitudes and behavior. It teaches the art of customer service. It's pure magic. And the reason it works on the self-esteem and the self-worth of employees, and it's building their self-concept. And most employees think they get a better deal than the company. And it's got all the elements of great customer service in there. And then we have another program called Empowerment, a Way of Life. And this is a 2-session program implemented in 2 sessions spaced 1 week apart. And empowerment teaches the employees why you got to use empowerment. It teaches them why you got to do it, how you got to do it. See, I don't think you can be a service leader without empowerment. And to get an employee to spend $5 or $10 takes 2 miracles at the same time. Well, if you're going to be a service leader, you got to get your employees to spend your money on keeping customers. You got a customer in front of your eyes. They have a chance to spend some of your money to keep the customer. But we're rule-driven, we're policy-driven. And so we teach the company and the employees how to bend the rules and how to take care of the customer. Then I have another program called Remember Me. And as I go through these programs, you can go in any order you want. I'm just, putting down what comes to my mind. And Remember Me is a 2-session program teaching employees why you got to use the customer's name, the etiquette. How do we do it? How do we remember the customer? I think that the chances of somebody using your name during the week is slim to none. Your name is the most precious possession you have. So let's say you went through Feelings and Leading Empowered Teams and Remember Me and Empowerment, a Way of Life. So what? What's the next step? So we have another program called Speed. And Speed is a 2-session program designed to get people to shrink the time it takes to get things done. Speed to me means instead of taking 10 days, how do I get it done in 1 day? If it normally took 12 hours, how do I get it done in 30 minutes? That's speed. And we have 2 obstacles. First is the mindset of most employees in the world is slow, real slow. And then the second is we have crazy policies, rules, and systems put in place that are designed to increase slow. Okay? Well, today in the marketplace, if you don't have speed, you're not competitive. And then we have another 30-day campaign called BAD, which is a cost reduction campaign. It gets every employee to look for where they work, to save just $1 a day, not $1 million, just $1 a day, because people can relate to a U.S. dollar a day. We're not talking rubles, we're not talking pesos, we're talking U.S. dollars, okay? Because everybody in the world understands the value of a dollar. Well, let's say you had 1,000 employees. If everybody saved $1 a day, and there's about 250 working days in a year, that's $250,000. If you took that money and passed it on to the customers with reduced costs, you will increase sales, increase market share. It's a very powerful, highly motivational program. And then we have another program called Moving Up. And Moving Up is a 2-session program designed to get people to believe in themselves. I think that most employees have a ceiling of cement, at least this thick over their heads. So the goal is to get people to want to become indispensable and extraordinary. Let's say you had 400 employees going through the service culture plan. If you had 400 employees that wanted to become indispensable and extraordinary, oh my God, there's nothing your company could not achieve. And then we have another one-session program called Loyal for Life. And Loyal for Life is on service recovery. It's implemented in one session of 3 to 4 hours each, just one session, okay? And it teaches 4 skills. Act quickly, take responsibility, be empowered, and compensate. See, during the day, every day, somebody in your company screws up. Bad things happen. I don't care how good you are, bad things happen. So if you want to be keeping your customers, you got to teach every single employee service recovery. And then we have another program when that doesn't really work called Handling Irate Customers. It's a 2-session program. Now the guy's exploded. The customer is upset. I was thinking maybe even using bad language, but that would probably never happen, right? And so here you got this little employee, maybe they're 25 years old, and the customer is wailing at them, belittling them, putting them down, and then they're supposed to be cheerful for the rest of the day. So this teaches employees how to handle irate customers in difficult situations. And the video is really powerful stuff. So in government, oh my God, in government, you don't even have to become irate. It's all you got to do is become a little difficult, raise your voice, and they're going to send you to hell and back. Okay? So we got to learn how to keep customers and solve and handle these irate and difficult situations. And then we have another 1-session program called Exceptional Service. And this is implemented in one session of 3 to 4 hours each. It's based on delivering exceptional service. Now, as I talk about all these programs, you can go in any order you want. You could start first with exceptional service if you want, or you could do empowerment first if you wanted. It really doesn't matter. The most important thing if you're creating a service culture is the process. Something new, something different, virtually every 4 months. Okay? And as soon as you stop, people start to go back to where they were at. Couple that with a 25-30% employee turnover rate, within 3 years, most of the employees are gone that you've trained and developed. And then we have another program called the Good Idea Campaign. And this is a 30-day campaign that gets everybody to look for ways to improve quality and customer satisfaction. Highly motivational, all based on recognition. No trips to Miami or to Las Vegas, all recognition driven. And then we have another program called the Service First Video Library. And this is 12 different DVDs implemented once a week for 12 weeks, once a month for 12 months, or you could do it in a 2-day seminar. We have a bank in El Salvador that's trained thousands and thousands of people with the video library. In fact, in China, we've had many major banks and customers there that have used the Service First Video Library, and they use it in a 2-day seminar. It's very powerful. And to create the Service First Video Library, I stole materials from every program I got. And so each video is about 15 minutes long. So again, you could send Charlie home and watch the video. You could send him into another room to watch the video, or you could have a training session the first Monday of every week to motivate employees using the principles in the Service First Video Library. And then we have another program that we have called Coaching for Success. And this is for managers and supervisors. And it's a 1-day seminar on how do I motivate and manage people? How do I use recognition? How do I make people feel special, loved, and wanted? See, I think, let's say you got 2,000 employees or 10,000 employees. One of the obstacles is the employee is supposed to work really hard. You know, you're putting them through these programs, and the manager says, it's about time she did what she's supposed to do. No recognition, no positive feedback, or the manager says, you know, I told her 2 years ago. She's doing a great job. Well, people need feedback every day, not once a year or once a month, every single day. And so this is a one-day seminar, and it's beautiful material, and 25% is on firing employees. See, I think as you're developing people, we have a few obstacles. You have some employees that don't love your company. You have some employees that don't like themselves. You have some employees that don't like customers. And we keep them. It's crazy, okay? And we say, John, you've spent all this money and trying. Let me tell you what, we have the software that's free that you can evaluate every single person going through each program. And if the material is not working, because I got the best material in the world, my recommendation is as soon as you can, say goodbye to that employees. So these are the steps in how to create a service culture. The material is magic. Everything has got leader guides so that we could have hundreds of facilitators. The video is powerful, and the participant material is really cool. I'm John Tschohl. We would love to help you create a service culture at your organization.